Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am Mrs. Nazmatar, Assistant Professor of English from Government Degree College for Women, Dubai Mahal Road, Bahawalpur. Here is my lecture for class second year, subject English compulsory. We are reading just now lesson number 13, Sir Alexander Fleming by Patrick Pringle. I will give you the quick revision of my previous lecture. That was the part 1. Fleming's achievement was remarkable. Like Pasteur, he opened up a new world of science. He laid the foundation of the antibiotics. Alexander Fleming was born on a farm near Darwell on August 6, 1881. He was the youngest of the family of 8. His father died when he was only 7 years old. At 10, he went to the Darwell School. At 14, he went to the London, and for the next 2 years, he studied at the Regent Street Polytechnic. 3 of his brothers were already in London when he arrived there. One was an eye specialist, and the other 2 were opticians. One of his sisters was married to a doctor, and the other to a veterinary surgeon. So the Fleming family was becoming a medical family. After leaving the Polytechnic, Alexander Fleming could not continue his education. Then he worked as a clerk in a shipping firm in Leaden Hall Street for 4 years. At the age of 20, he received a share in a legacy and joined St. Mary Medical School for medical education. After completing his education, Fleming worked in Wright's laboratory for 8 years. There he worked on bacteria. He thought that the best way to control diseases was to strengthen the white blood cells these are called leukocytes. He wanted to find some means that might destroy germs but not the white cells. In 1914, he joined the Royal Army Medical Corps. There he came face to face with the main problem of the First World War. In this war, there was a large number of injured persons with infected wounds. The method of treatment that was in practice at that time was the antiseptic method. It was not successful because it destroyed the white cells of the body also. In 1918, the war ended, but Fleming was still trying to find out any way to help the white cell in killing germs. In 1922, he was examining his own nasal secretion. He found that it contained a natural antiseptic prepared by the body. It destroyed the germs but did not harm the white cells. He called it lysozyme. It was better than carbolic acid and iodine, but it could not be used practically for the treatment of disease. Anyhow, its importance was great because it proved the forerunner of penicillin. Now come to the part 2. In 1928, Fleming was appointed professor of bacteriology in the University of London. In the same year, he hit on penicillin. The phrase in his own the very first stage in the discovery, he says, was due to the stroke of good fortune, but only the first stage. Fleming's discovery was a matter of chance. He had grown numerous germs in the form of colonies on the culture plates. As he opened one of these plates for investigation, a mold spore dropped on it and started growing. The microbes around it began to disappear. This is how penicillin was discovered. The spore of the mold is fungus. It breeds on the damp bread, cheese, and other preservers. It grows when the conditions are cold and damp. It is usually thought that the food has been spoiled when the mold appears on it. Fleming made Fleming made a pure culture on the mold to examine its defect on other germs. He found out that some germs grew right up to the pure culture of the mold. Some other could not advance because of the antibacterial action of the mold. Fleming produced the substance by plating the mold on a meat broth. It grew on the surface as felt like mass, and the color became yellow. The fluid was tested, and the result shown that another natural antiseptic had been discovered. The substance, later named penicillin, was more effective than lysozyme. Penicillin is far better than the chemical antiseptics in many ways. It is a natural germ killer and has no harmful effect on the tissues of the body. It helps the white blood cells in their fight against the disease. Moreover, it is the 3 times stronger than the carbolic acid. Oxford team included trained chemists as well as bacteriologists and had all the equipments, and Fleming had leaked. It was a long hard struggle before the succeeded in producing a practical concentration on penicillin. The first human case was treated in 1941. The Oxford team, headed by Sir Howard Florey and Dr. E.B. Chain, included trained scientists. They used modern techniques and apparatus and succeeded in producing penicillin. In this way, it was used in the treatment of the patient. Penicillin has rightly been called a wonderful drug. It is the first ideal germs killer ever discovered. It killed the disease, produced germs without damaging the white blood cells. It is harmless to the human body, but it 3 times stronger than the carbolic acid. Penicillin became popular worldwide, but majority of the people did not know the name of the discoverer. The credit of the Fleming's popularities goes to the Sir Alamroth Wright, who wrote a letter to the Times newspaper telling the world that the whole story. After this, Fleming became famous and honored. He was knighted in 1944. He was awarded Nobel Prize in 1945. Fleming was very humble by nature. He never felt proud of his discovery. He always claimed that the discovery of penicillin was by chance. He became he became angry when people said that he had invented penicillin. He had a firm faith in the healing power of nature. Fleming believed that penicillin could not be discovered a in the clean, sterilized, and air conditioned laboratories of America. The culture played in such laboratories could never be contaminated, and the spore of the mold could never reach there reach there. The American visited the laboratory and were amazed. One said, "It is like the back room of an old fashioned drugstore." He found it hard to believe that penicillin could have been discovered there. Fleming laughed, and where he was shown over the last world in his research laboratories, a gleaming, dustless, air conditioned, sterilized laboratories, he shocked his host by saying, "Wonderful, but penicillin could never have been discovered in a lab like that." When they saw the point, they could not deny it. Their culture plates were never contaminated. The air was too pure. There was no way in for spore of a common mold. यानी अमेरिकन ने जब विज़िट किया अलेक्जेंडर फ्लेमिंग की लेबॉर्ट्री को, वो एक आम जो स्टोर नुमा एक कमरा था जिसमें वो अपनी रिसर्च करता था। उसके पास स्पेशल किस्म की कोई सहूलत मैसर नहीं थी। जो अमेरिकन की लेबॉर्ट्रीज़ थी वो बहुत स्टेलाइज, क्लीन और बहुत एयर टाइट, हर तरह की सहूलतें मौजूद थीं। तो उसने उन्हें बताया उस टीम को कि अगर मेरे पास ऐसी लैब होती तो वो स्पोर या वो मोल्ड जो फंगस पैदा हुआ था उस कल्चर प्लेट पे वो पैदा ना होता। तो ये उसने बताया कि जो कुछ भी हुआ वो बाय चांस हुआ और ये मेरी जो डिस्कवरी है रिसर्च के दौरान बाय चांस हुई और अल्लाह ताला ने उसे से ब्लेस्ड किया इस रिसर्च के साथ। Fleming's achievement was not only the discovery of penicillin, as the Surgeon General of the United States Forces said, Fleming, like Pasteur, has opened up a whole world of new open up a world of new world of science। यानी उन्होंने साइंस की दुनिया में नई जिंदगी खोल दी, नया एक विजन पैदा किया इन साइंटिफिक वर्ल्ड में। ही फाउंडेड द एंटीबायोटिक, दिस इज ग्रोथ antibiotics treatment of the disease। he provoked other to seek new antibiotics। यानी पेंसिलिन के काम के बाद नए एंटीबायोटिक्स बनाने के लिए, नई और जो बीमारियां पैदा होती हैं उनके तहफ़्फ़ुज़ के लिए जो कोशिशें की गई वो बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट थी और वो बहुत ज़्यादा बेहतर साबित हुई। The greatest benefit penicillin has conferred is not to the drug itself, but the fact that its discovery has stimulated new research to find something better। Sir Alexander Fleming died in 1955 at the age of 73। His work will never die। यानी नहायत तवील तहकीक के बाद, कामयाबी के बाद अलेक्जेंडर फ्लेमिंग के हिस्से में ये कामयाबी आई कि उसने पेंसिलिन दरियाफ़्त की। तिब की दुनिया में इनकलाब आ गया। बनीनो इंसान के इन तमाम खिदमतकारों ने जिन्होंने बहुत रिसर्च की, रहती दुनिया तक लोग इन पर अकीदत के फूल निछावर करते हैं। Dear students, come to the question answer। The question answer session is very important। तकरीबन 2 से 3 सवाल भी अक्सर अलेक्जेंडर फ्लेमिंग और लुई पास्चर वाले सबक में से आ जाते हैं, लिहाजा इनके शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन आंसर हमें तैयार करने होंगे। How the penicillin is better than the chemical antiseptic, and what do you know about the Oxford team make penicillin more effective? Write on the penicillin as a wonderful drug। How did Fleming become famous? Describe the celebrations in Fleming's honor। Fleming's proud of his discovery। Why could not penicillin have been discovered in the American laboratories? Fleming's achievement paved the way of the discoveries, and these are the most important question answer. You will have to learn it by heart। Thanks for watching। Stay blessed। Allah Hafiz।